Okay, aha. So it's 11 o'clock right now, and I'm looking outside. I was like, there's plenty of sun outside. How come we're not making any power? Well, that's the reason we're not making power. It's shadow. There's a shadow cast by the side of the house at 11 o'clock. So that's why we have to wait till like noon to make more. That's why the solar panels will not make power until noon. Because at noon the sun will be right over the panels. So yeah, it kind of sucks. I guess it would have been better to install the panels over there. So we've got this shadow here. So, so what a bummer. I didn't account for that. I didn't know there was a shadow here until like 11. So so we don't make very good power from here, unfortunately. Well, right now about, I'd say almost like 90%, like that's like 80% of the panels have sunshine right now, and I'm still not making power. And they're in series too, so I think in series, even if there's a shadow, it should be making some power. So I don't know what the heck, man. It should be making power right now, but according to the GrowWatt app, it's not. So that's a bummer. So even if there's just a bit of a shadow on it, it still won't make power. It's kind of suck. Like there's a lot of sunlight on it right now, so with that much of a shade on it, I guess it's nothing. It probably would be better just to have like smaller panels, you know, then. Yeah. Oh well. Okay. Now I found out why we don't make power until like 11 something. I mean, it's 11 right now, so there's a shadow on it. That's why suddenly we may start making a lot of power. So if the best place to put them probably would have been at the edge of the house right there. Alright, yeah, so I made a critical error when I installed those panels, man. So right now it's discharging right now, okay? It's not, there's plenty of sunlight outside, a lot. Like I said, like 90% of the panel is covered by sunlight, but we've only got 24 volts coming in, okay? So 24 volts, no amps, no watts. So that is why we don't make power until like around now, okay? Until noon. So that sucks. Suddenly we make a lot of power. So had I installed the solar panels maybe like 5 feet away from the side of the house, then we wouldn't have had a shade over it, man. Ah, damn it. Also, maybe if I'd gone with like a smaller panel, you know, because well, there we're making 1 watt right now. I don't understand, because like there's so much sunlight coming in right now. Like just a piece of the solar panel is shaded and it won't, you know. And I put the panels in series, so I think if you put it in series, that's a good question. I don't know. I'm not 100, but I heard if you put it in series, it's better if it gets shaded. Okay, shading doesn't affect it as much. But however, the shade is all on one panel. Ah, yeah, you know what? If we had installed the panels a different direction, we probably would be making power right now. So I didn't account for that. Oh man, yeah, because I just checked the voltage with this. We could check it right now. Yeah, it's not. There is voltage coming in, but not a lot. But I checked it, and it was like 120 volts. I don't understand why it's not making any power right now. There's probably just not enough current coming through. Okay, so I got the multimeter on there, and there's like a 121 volts coming in, and that's still not enough power. That's crazy, right? Okay, well now it says there's 120 volts coming in. But there's still no watts coming through. That is really odd, huh? By just a teeny bit of shadow would affect it that much, you know. We can try this voltage clamp thing here, man, but... Oh, there we go. I heard something make a noise. Oh wait, that's this guy. Okay, so I'm gonna put the clamp on. Yeah, there's only 1 amp coming through. That's what happens, guys. Yeah, Only 1 amp. The reason it's making noise right now is because somebody's doing laundry. So yeah, now it's only putting out 0.3 watt, 0.3 amps. Okay, and I'll show you how much sunlight is shining on the panel. Look at this out here, man. Plenty of sunlight, but just a tiny bit of the panel is not exposed to the sunlight is enough to cause it to not generate any current. Okay, it's generating a lot of voltage right now. There's 120 volts, but no current. Current can't flow through until the sun fully exposes it. So only at noon is when that's why there's a huge spike in power at noon, is because the sun is hitting it directly. So there's just a huge shadow. I knew there was a shadow, but I didn't think it would affect it that much. Holy crap. So, man, I hate to say it, if we had installed the solar panels to the left a little bit more, we would have been able to get more power out of them. Ah, what a pain in the ass. Oh well, man. You live, you learn, man. There you go, man. So I should have probably been watching this side of the house. See, there's no shade. It's all shaded on this side right here on the house. The best part would have been over there, you know, if we could put them up there. But yeah, because there was another set of rafters right here. I was deciding, should I have it more to the right or more to the left? And I said, like, you know what, I don't want it so close to the edge. And you know what, if I had it more close to the edge, it would have been easier to work on the panels. There's not a lot of room on the side there. So, man, I'm really disappointed. Like, all those other panels are making power right now. Man, but these aren't, unfortunately. So I screwed up, man, when I put the panels up. What we should have done is we should have had the panels on this rafter right here. Yeah, I mean, I guess we could still do it, but no, I would have to totally take everything apart to move it. Yeah, I would have to move I would have to move the rail to this one and this one, and then we could shift it all the way over there. You know, and then we'd have to drill new holes in it. Yeah, we'd have to totally redo the system, basically, if we wanted to do that, unfortunately. Look at that, there's just a tiny bit of shading on it. It still won't make any power. That's no wonder, man. I don't understand. I thought it should, even if there was some shading on it, it should still make some power. Look at how bright the sun is right now. It's super bright. Okay, but we're not making any power. Oh no, we're making 60 watts right now. Something. Yeah. Yeah, and then the battery bank is at like 20-something%. So, alright, HadesOmega made a critical mistake when installing these panels, man. I installed them in some place that was shaded. So, okay, well, yeah, that's what happened. HadesOmega didn't account for there being a shadow on side of the house until like noon. Okay. Yeah, what we should have done is we should have installed the panels at the edge of the where it was. We should have shifted it away from the side of the house instead of right next to the house. So that's what happens. Well, we're making 91 volts right now. Yeah, there we go. It's charging now. So we'll just wait a little bit for the sun to move, and then I bet you it's going to start making a lot of power. But I cannot believe it. I can't believe it. Just a tiny bit of shade would cause that. Maybe it's the design of the solar panels. I don't know. Maybe because it's in series. Maybe if it was in parallel it would be better. I'm not sure. Yeah, you know what? Maybe if it was in parallel it wouldn't do that. But it's putting out 100 watts right now. Yeah, I see the sunlight. It's getting much brighter now. But it's still not making any power. Okay, there's just a tiny, tiny bit of shadow on it. Just a tiny bit. Still not enough to make power. Ah, man, I kind of messed up. It's no wonder we're not making a whole lot of power from these panels. Okay, it's starting to charge now. Oh, there we go. Now we're charging. We're at 300 watts now. But that's still only half, you know. Just that teensy bit of shading caused that much of a problem with energy distribution or capturing energy. Yep, there we go. So now we're making it's making a little bit of power. It's making 300 watts from that. Okay, so but you can still see just the very tip of the solar panel is not in the sun yet. So I'll just keep on watching. We're making 300 watts now. Okay, it's making 300, 400 watts right now. And it's like, it's nearly fully exposed. The sad thing is, I can't move a house, you know. If it was a tree or something, yeah, you could probably cut the tree down, you know. But a house, you can't do anything about it, man. A wall, yeah, look at that. It's pretty much like 98% of the panel is not touching, is in the sun right now. Okay, so we gotta wait until like noon. Yeah, with like 98 of the panel, we're putting out like 500 watts now. So and there we go, we're charging now. So that's a decent amount of power. You have to have like more than like 95% of the panels exposed. Okay, that's a bummer. But you saw it was putting out a lot of voltage when I checked it. It was putting out 120 volts. It's still not, but it still wouldn't pass any current. So if there's any shading at all, like it affects it. I think if you have that, so our solar panels are wired in series. So you know, if I wired it in parallel, I might be able to get more power out of it. That's what I'm thinking. But then there would be only like 40 volts coming out. So if I got a branch connector and just connected everything in parallel, that would increase the current, so to about like, what are we, 8 or 9, let's say 9 amps per panel. 9 times 3, it would be 27 amps. We'd still have, we'd have 40 volts ish, and then we'd have 40 amp, like, yeah, about 40 amps. Yeah, three times, so just say 3 times 9, that's 27 amps. It's still not enough. It's still not enough to overload this wire, you know. So I could do that. That's what we could do to get more power. We could put it in parallel. Okay, yeah, so I just checked the time. The time is 11:30. Okay, that's why at 11:30 it starts making power. That shadow is gone, and now we got like about 600 watts in. So 11:30 is when the panels will start making power. It just goes from no power to like it's suddenly making a lot of power. All right, hey, so let's go take a look at the chart. And anyway, HadesOmega made a big mistake when installing the panels, man. If I had just moved the panels a foot to the left when I installed it, or I just to the next rafter, okay? Because so when HadesOmega installed these panels, if you remember that episode, I had a choice whether I could put it on this rafter, this one and this one, or this one and this one, and I chose this one because I wanted it closer to the side of the house, and that was a bad choice. That's going to cost me a lot of energy production. Had I decided to just make it on the side here, then it would have been fine. And plus, I hate to say it, because I installed it so close to the side of the house, it made it hard for me to work on the side of the house too. But we probably would have ran out of conduit too, though. That's another thing. Yeah, we would have run out of conduit. Because I had just enough conduit to do this run, so. Ah, man. Oh well. You live, you learn. So if I had to do this again, HadesOmega would install the super struts on this rafter right here and this rafter right here, okay? And then I would make it as close to the edge as possible. Look at how close those solar panels are to the edge right there. See, there's only like a foot-ish, maybe a little more than a foot to the edge. So I probably could have done that, you know. I probably could have just installed it all the way to the edge, almost. And then I would have avoided that shade, all right? And then, so one thing I could do The only thing I could really do is put the solar panels in parallel. That's what I could do. Yeah, put all the panels in parallel, and then I could be able to make some power. I don't think I'm going to add any more panels, so that's something we might want to do to improve it. So what I want to do is get a branch connector with 3 plugs on it, so it makes 3 into 1, okay? Or I can do a series parallel setup, I don't know. But that would make it about 40 volts and 27 amps, all right? Which is still fine. You can handle it. So yeah, all right. So that will be one more. That will be one experiment that we could do. I have to go back up there and rewire it, but I know it would be a pain in the ass to have to mess around with the wiring. And one of these wires were dipping down there. But yeah, the branch connectors would you could probably get it to all to fit. You know, it would just be like, you know, the 3 wires. The 3 positives would be going to 1 connector, and then the 3 negatives will be going to 1 connector, and then it'll be going into the junction box. So that's one thing we could do to make more power, I think. They always say that it's better to put those panels in series. It'll make more power, but if there's a shade, does it help? Okay, yeah, right. Like every day, clockwork, man. So no power, no power, no power, no power, and then suddenly, boom, power. Okay, and this is 1120. So at 1120, it starts to make a little bit of power, and then boom, it just shoots up. It's making a lot of power right now. So let's go take a look at the shape. So the panels are completely in the sun now, and that's why we're making a lot of power. So. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. We'd have to redo the whole thing. I would have to move the rails and then extend the conduit. And then, yeah, we'd have to extend the wires too. So I think the best thing to do is put it in parallel. Yeah, every day it does it. Like, check this out. This is yesterday, the day before, the day before. Oh, here it is. I guess it's been really cloudy on this day. But here... Wow, it was really sunny yesterday, and it looks like it's going to be really sunny today. So we'll make some good power today, man. But we don't make power until 11, so that sucks, man. Like literally half the power you could be making. You know, I mean, yeah, you're probably not going to make as much power in the morning because I guess the sun's not as strong in the morning. But yeah, dude. It sucks, dude. Had I moved the panel at least, like, if I had moved the panel like 2 feet to the right, then it would have made a world of difference. Then we'd be making power at like probably like 9 o'clock, you know. Oh man, what a pain in the ass, dude. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I know it makes some power. It's weird, yeah. At like early in the morning, it starts to make power. It's like the solar panels wake up and then they go back to sleep. And at 11, like me, wakes up. Oh my freaking god, let's look back here. Same thing. I don't know what is this spike here? Okay, so if I can wake up at 10 o'clock, HadesOmega is gonna go out there and look at the solar panels, man, at 10 o'clock. Yeah, at 10 o'clock we start making power. What the hell is this? What's up with that? And not here. For some reason we were... Oh, because this was a cloudy day, I think. That's why. So, yeah. Yeah, I goofed up, guys. Oh, man. I feel so bad now. Man. Here, see, it's like it tries... Oh, yeah, we're trying to make some power. We're trying to make some power. So, you know what? On a cloudy day, the solar panels make... more power in the morning. That's funny, right? Yeah, and on a cloudy day. But you know what this is probably at 11 o'clock the clouds went away. Poof. Like it was just like a fog or something, you know. It burned off, and then now we're making power, right? And then what is this, yesterday? Yeah, this is yesterday, I think. So yeah, I mean, if it's cloudy, it's not going to make a lot of power, but I guess if it's shaded, if it's shaded, it starts producing some power, okay? And because the light output, the sunlight wasn't that high at the time, it was making power. So I guess it's kind of weird. It's really strange. It puts out a lot of voltage, even in the shade. But I guess I guess the problem is if there's a huge difference. What the heck? Now it just went down. What's going on? If there's a huge difference in the power, in the shade, okay? If there's a huge difference in the light output, then it messes it up. I can't believe that, man. So if there's a not that big a difference, it puts out some power, okay? Not a lot of power, but at least it will put out some power. So it's either a lot of power or no power, or in between if it's like cloudy. So okay, so yeah, what we could do is we could put the panels in parallel, I guess. I love that. Yeah. All right. Anyway, I'll think about it. At least we found out the mystery why this is happening. Why this is happening. Okay, it's just kind of like lots of power and then it just tapers off. This should be flipped, all right? You should be able to making power, peak, and then your power starts to taper off. Okay. All right, HadesOmega out. Lessons learned. But yeah, so I can't believe that just that teeny tiny bit of shading, it caused that, it caused the panels not to generate any power, or at least enough power to charge the battery. So yeah, that's a real bummer. I don't know what to deal with that, Nez, man. Like, it's putting out power, and like pretty much almost the whole panel has sunlight on it, but it's not making power until pretty much the whole panel is exposed to the sunlight. So I would think it would make some power, but it doesn't. Okay, so now if we put those in parallel, it'll probably make power. Okay, and it probably won't be a big deal if it's in parallel because we don't have that many panels. But if I did want to expand that system in the future, you probably couldn't do it anymore. You'd have to do like a series parallel setup. Okay, but that's what I might do. I might try experimenting and put it in like series. I mean, in parallel. Okay, I think in parallel it doesn't care so much about shading, so we might be able to make more power, maybe. Right. Yeah. So HadesOmega was just thinking, like I was thinking of that scene in the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, where the knight, the paladin, so he says, so you got to choose a cup, and that'll be the holy grail. That's the holy grail. You have to choose which one it is, and then so the Nazi guy chooses it, and then he dies, and then the knight goes, he chose poorly. And I'm just thinking back to when I installed that solar panel, and there was that choice, man. I can install it on this rafter or this rafter, but it'll either be closer to the house or farther away from the house. And then like I chose the rafters that were closer to the house, and I wanted it to be away from the edge for whatever reason, which didn't make sense because all the connections were closer to the house. It would have been easier to work on too. And then I just thinking back to what that knight said, he chose poorly. HadesOmega chose poorly is what I could say. Okay, the only way I can probably fix this is put it in parallel. So I'm gonna go buy some branch connectors, and then we'll connect it in parallel. We'll see if we can get. But I will try to keep. I will keep the array up there. I'll keep the system online for like a week, just to see what kind of power it generates, so we can get some data on that, and then we'll connect it in parallel when I get the branch connectors, and then we'll see if we make more power. Okay. So right now we're getting like 3 kilowatts of power every day. Okay, and I was hoping it would be more close to 4 kilowatts, honestly. Actually, that was my estimation. We'd get like at least 4 kilowatts a day, and we're making just shy of that. So I think we can get 4 kilowatts if we put it in parallel. Okay, so is there a way to tell? Yeah, okay, so here. So it says it's charging 0, 3, 3, 3, and then 3.3. Huh? It's kind of weird. Yeah, so we're making about 3 kilowatts a day. I think we can do better if we install it in parallel. Then we will have less problem with that shading problem. Unfortunately, I can't believe just the teeny tiny bit of shade makes a big difference, guys. just any kind of shade, dude. A bird flies over your solar panels and you know, it won't make any power. That's how critical it is that you have no shading on your panels. Okay, but we can try to salvage this. We can try to make it better. Okay, well, since it's a small system, it's no big deal to put it in parallel. Okay, and I don't plan on expanding it anytime soon. Okay, anyway, we've already made 1 kilowatt today, so yeah, man, the panels make pretty good power, but yeah, it's only after noon it makes power. So if we can make power all day, I bet we can get more power production. All right. So anyway, yeah, we will use this as a tool to benchmark how good it works. So you know, man, I know I have to go back up there again and put everything in parallel. I think we can still do it. We'll see. Hopefully the wires are long enough. If not, I might have to get the branch connector. So this is what HadesOmega is planning on ordering. This guy, okay, from Renogy. There's two kinds. There's the ones like this. All right, I bought the ones for the 2 panels, but I need the one for 3 panels now. So I have to go order another one again. but yeah. This one is for 3 panels. You connect the 3 panels in there, okay, boom, 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 and then it comes out to 1. Okay, this is your positive one, and then this is your negative one right here. There's another kind that has wires coming off of it. Okay, I may need to get that one as opposed to this one, but it depends if the wires reach, is what I'm gonna say. Yeah, it depends if the wires would reach. We'll see. Maybe I should get the one with the longer wires. I'm not sure. Okay, anyway, that's what I got going on now. We gotta go connect them in parallel. Alright, let's make up. Yeah, so I'm just thinking, like, yeah, so the only good decision HadesOmega made here is that, like, we use some pretty thick wire. Alright, I think we use like an 8-gauge wire to put that solar panels up there. Okay, for the extension cord, we use a 8-gauge wire, so it was like, it was oversized. Okay, so the good thing is we can push more amps through it. So I'll say, okay, and I guess it'll be fine. We'll have to monitor to see how hot it gets, but I have a 50 amp fuse there for the wire, so I'd imagine it's perfectly fine, dude. I think the rating is like 8 or 9 amps. Let's say 9 amps if it was at the max. So 9 times 3 is like 27 amps, okay, just shy of 30 amps, okay, but the wire can handle 50 amps, okay. Now the branch connector, whether the branch connector can handle it or not, I don't know. The branch connector says it can handle 30 amps, so that's just